What's up, Pokemon fans? It's time for us to continue our GameLocke challenge, starting ourselves off officially into Generation 3. Now, I am super excited about this because we finally get to add quite a few number of Pokemon to our decks. Technically our disqualified list, but also we get a lot of options for new team building going forward, right? Especially with Gen 3 adding many new mechanics, not so much the special physical split quite yet. That comes in Gen 4, obviously. But there's a lot of different move sets. Things were very much more balanced, a lot more polished into Gen 3. And there's just a lot of versatility going forward. So we did spend 3 points. I believe that's all our points. I'll have to double check that. But we did spend our points on our current team. So let's just go over the points that were spent before we jump right into Pokemon Ruby, which is the one we're starting with. Obviously, you got Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Emerald. I believe we're going to end off with Emerald. I don't know. It depends on exactly how far we get into this one, you know. I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to go Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and then Fire Red, Leaf Green, or if I'm going to do Ruby, Sapphire, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald. And once again, this all is dependent on successfully doing each leg of the run. So, but yeah, so going forward, we did choose to spend 3 of our points. We spent the ones we obtained from Gold and Crystal, respectively. We have given our Tauros, we've given Tauros an Adamant Nature to boost his attack to its utmost capability while lowering his special attack, obviously. And we also gave him Body Slam, a very versatile egg move, being a very strong stab move, normal attack, the paralysis. It's going to be a heavy hitter for early game and going to subsequently be pretty much the better strength up until we need strength going forward sort of idea. So definitely a very versatile move. I like adding Body Slam to that. And our evolution, Jolteon, our Shunsui, is going to get Wish. Because Wish is definitely much more useful on Espeon and Umbreon. However, Jolteon will be able to make full usage of Wish. It's definitely a very baton passy type of move. However, with the right switch out moments, Wish is going to be a free heal for a lot of different versatility going forward into a Nuzlocke challenge. It's definitely going to be somewhat of a gamble to utilize here and there, but I feel like adding Wish to our roster, or at the very least our moveset, will be highly effective going forward into Gen 3 at the very least. Might not be as useful in future generations or future games, but in the original Hoenn games, Wish is going to definitely be a clutch, a crux move that we're just going to need. So as far as I'm concerned, so when I was going over all the movesets, all the IV changes, the nature, of course natures are now a thing, adding Adamant, of course, to Tauros and stuff like that. When I said, you know what, let's not make the same mistake again, let's spend all those points, and let's just see where the chips will fall, where they may. So without further ado, let's just jump in here to our Ruby Nuzlocke. Alright, so here we go. Starting off Pokemon Ruby, like we already said. This is going to definitely be a slightly longer journey because obviously we're starting off with a pretty stellar team. I mean, we lost Megami, our Soma, our Yukihiro Soma, which is very unfortunate, and plus I'm still sort of kicking myself over that Scyther idea. I think if we had brought Scyther into here, having an early Scizor, especially into Gen 3, you imagine having a level 5 Scizor right here, right now, starting off in Hoenn. That would be just dangerous. Like, looking at the gym leaders and stuff like that, obviously Brawly would be a bit of an issue there and stuff like that, but still, having a fully evolved Scizor would not, it just, I think I made a wrong call, and then I was punished for it, and I think legitimately so, in a sense, because while doing some off-screen stuff, did not contribute very highly to the crucial battles in the gyms, in the Elite Four, that kind of idea. So, while having a grass wall sounded good in theory, it never materialized correctly as far as a Nuzlocke is concerned. So, I still have a fondness for the Pokemon. It's just, obviously, it was not... probably just not the right choice, you know. I should have went with the Scyther. But anyways, we're here now. And looking at the notes. Yeah, we're with the Tauros with the double points. And then giving Jolteon the Wish. This should, at the very least, no matter what we capture. But we have a lot of options, obviously. Because Hoenn is a full new dex. With no added, Kanto Pokemon or Johto Pokemon, at least for, basically the entire game pretty much, for the most part. It's going to be definitely a dex that we can utilize. So we're going to have a lot of versatile options should the worst happen. And with the new movesets, Gen 3 was very much more balanced and as far as movesets went for especially lower level Pokemon, so that they weren't so weak until they got to their higher levels in their 40s and 50s and stuff like that. And therefore, yeah. So we're just here to set the clock and stuff, but also, of course, check our ID number because, of course, our starter is based on the last number. It's 3. That means we are going to get ourselves a Trico, ladies and gentlemen. Funnily enough, I love all the Hoenn starters, but Sceptile is my favorite. I love Sceptile, so that works out. All right, we're starting off hitting the ground running in the best of ways because Trico is my favorite Hoenn starter. But once again, I love Mudkip is obviously the best starter in Hoenn, and of course, who doesn't love Torchic? Like, they're all great. They're all great starters. So we grab the potion out of the box. We get ourselves downstairs. Talk to our mom about our dad being on TV because he's a gym leader. Wow, not a non-absentee father in an anime slash Japanese game. Amazing. So, anyways, we move on from there, and then we go to see. I think, yeah, we're gonna do the whole intro thing because it's the first game. Obviously, as these get longer, I hope that I'm going to cut these down a little bit. I feel so bad for just being like, yep, no, we jump right into it sort of idea without some context, I guess. But it's like, everyone's played these games. Nobody's watching a GameLocke challenge on the, 9th video or 12th video or whatever it's going to be. Like, wanting to see the whole storyline, like the opening sequence, you know? But I just feel... Is it OCD, ADD, whatever it is in me that there's some form of letters, take your pick, that just makes me want to be like, no, I want this nice and chronological. I want it nice and, And if anybody's ever said, read Medica Box, I'm Medica's brother. I need to clear things 100%. It bothers me. It bothers me when things aren't done properly in a chronological, cohesive order. So, obviously, we get the wood Pokemon Trico. Start us off against the level 2 Poochyena. Here's our Trico. So, Trico is obviously where we are missing one slot. We're going to add Trico straight up to the party immediately, which is pretty cool. And there's no question in my mind what we're going to name this Trico. There's no question in my mind. Because it's the starter. We get the namesake before. For those of you who don't know, I have a randomizer wheel. I spin off to the side while playing. I select a bunch of names from the anime that of choice. This one being, of course, the InuYasha edition. What do you think I'm going to go with? Trico will be named InuYasha. As I said, starters are the exception, and once in a blue moon, I've only taken this liberty once, but once in a blue moon, I do take liberty with just saying, nope, I'm choosing this one. As long as it's from that anime, it's all fair game, but I do like the randomizer wheel because it allows me to just pick, as I said, I select about 25 to 30 names from said anime or manga. I go from there, and then I just spin the wheel every single time I catch a Pokemon, and that's worked out for us so far. That's how basically this entire crew was chosen. So, but yeah, alright, so our first rival battle is here up against May. We have Kenpachi, our Squirtle here. Now, once again, you guys are going to have to forgive the black bars on the side and stuff like that. Sometimes the video window was not perfect while recording. I can't notice it every single time, unfortunately. And then this stuff happens. And while editing, you can't notice it in the edit because it's all the same frame size. While in the edit, it's not something I can change. I mean, I could pause, change the window size, wait a few minutes, see what happens, but if I keep doing that, this video is going to take me about 4 hours to record. So, as pretty as I want it to be inside the my nice graphics and stuff like that, I'm willing to let it slide once in a while. So there's that Ichiryu with that body slam ability just coming in a clutch. There we go. And we win our first rival battle up against May. And there we go. So our first rival battle's over. And then with Shinsui, we catch a Poochyena named Sesshomaru. Oh, that would be so cool to use. A Mightyena named Sesshomaru. Let's go. Then we also get ourselves a Zigzagoon named Moroku. Moroku the Zigzagoon. Okay. Alright. The monk. And then Cascoon named Gatenmaru. Gatenmaru. Who's Gatenmaru? Is that the moth? Is that the moth? Not the one from the movie, but like episode like 50. Ninkata. Ninkata is also caught and named Hyoga. That's the moth. That's the moth from the movie, or the dad from the movie, whatever. One of those like super demons. And then we catch ourselves a Whismur. A Whismur named Kaede. Kaede the Whismur. Oh, what? So all we've done is just catch Pokemon straight up. So we're just banking on numbers here. We're just adding to that Pokedex. And finally, we're in our first gym. So, holy shit. Well, that took a while. Like, are we going to fill up the Ruby Pokedex before we get to, like, Gym 3? Because that felt like a lot. Alright, so we have InuYasha here with Absorb up against the Geodude of Roxanne. And of course, with Kenpachi and InuYasha, we're good to go. We're good to go. There is no reason why we would fail. There we go. Level 15, let's go. Of course, we're set to... Well, we're set to set. Yeah. I see what I did there. So we can't switch out, so we're just gonna have to keep up with the Absorb against the Nose Pass. Obviously, InuYasha's or Trico's stats are better for attack, as far as I know, but it doesn't mean that Absorb is just kind of a weak move. Overall, we're just gonna have to stay focused. Watch this carefully because Absorb is not going to do an incredible amount of damage. High special defense on the Nose Pass, weak special attack on us, but a critical hit definitely helps. And now we just need to wait for this Rock Tomb, which does quite a bit of damage. Our speed fell. but we're still outspeeding the nose pass, and then we get the attack. So boom, Roxanne goes down without much issue whatsoever, and our first gym badge is complete in Ruby. And we just caught a shit ton of Pokemon, so we're pretty solid. And now InuYasha is evolving. Alright. Cool. That's a good start. So InuYasha evolving into a Griever. Alright. Cool. Very, very cool. I'm good with that. And we're trying to learn Fury Cutter. But we're not going to do that. Oh, are we? We get rid of Pen? Okay, we are going to learn Fury Cutter. Alright, we want versatility? We got it. Now, of course, Toriko, who we still have, of course. Toriko is evolving into a Quilava. So we have a starter from each of the 3 generations right now. That was not obviously intended. Because we lost certain Pokemon. We lost Soma, we lost Crocodile, we lost quite a few. And now Kenpachi as well. So we have Kenpachi, we have Toriko, and we have InuYasha. Surprisingly, Kenpachi is the only one not named after the main character. Just a badass fucking character, you know. Actually, that one was a spin wheel. I started with the spin wheel thing, and then I was like, no, I want to name this character, you know. Or I want to name this Pokemon. So, and we got ourselves a Wartortle. So now we catch ourselves an Aron, and we name it Kungoshua. Alright, how do I say that? Hold on, how the hell do I say that? Before we get into this Machop thing. Okay, so now I learned exactly, so while we capture this Machop, obviously, and... Wait, Garp? Garp is... critical hit low kicked? Oh no. We got him through. We got him through the gold silver crystal. We got him through the gold silver crystal where he couldn't become a Dragonite. We finally get him to a game where I can bring a Dragonite into the Elite Four. And we lose him before he even becomes a Dragonair this time? Oh, wow. Wow, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts a lot. So we're up against Brawly here. Obviously, you can see how we're doing. We're doing okay. But this Makuhita is no joke with that arm thrust. I'm thinking I have to switch. Oh, so we lost Garb. So that wasn't even a random, like, a Machop that we were going to catch. Were we eligible to catch a Machop anyways? But either way, we lost him in the gym to a critical hit low kick while trying to Thunderbolt him and trying to just get some experience. So, and of course we still have Flamethrower on Toriko here, so this should do some major damage. Oh my god, it's only a quarter of his health. It's going to do another arm thrust. We got no burn. Oh! We're going to switch again. We are so unprepared for this fight. And I can't switch out to Ichiryu, our wall, because he's just going to use a fighting move. So shouldn't we? Come on. 3. Stop at 3. Thunderbolt his ass. Wish might have been a good choice, but... There we go. That special attack. Okay, so... we beat Brawly, we get the second gym badge, but okay, so... Aaron, Kongo Showa is Adamant Barrage. It's just, it sounded really cool in Japanese when I was watching InuYasha. It's his Adamant Barrage ability, so yeah. Gulpin is named Manta. Manta from the Thunder Brothers, I guess. Wingle is named Abi of the bird tribe. And let's see, what else are we going with? So Wingle was added. And now we're into our second rival battle. So, wow, so much to cover here. Holy shit, this is going super fast. It was such a slow start. Now I'm racing to catch up here. So, Garp died. Very upset by this. We obviously replaced him with Kongo Suha. Kongo Suha, obviously, Adamant Barrage. So, Adamant Barrage, and that's our Aeron. Aggron would be amazing to have, I suppose. Out of the options that we have, Poochyena is really the only other choice up till that point, given the types we already have. And having a steel type, like having another wall would be really, really good. So, a strong defensive wall. So, Aeron is not a bad choice here to keep on the team. So, here we're up against the Whalmer with InuYasha. Just trying to get rid of his ass with an Absorb. Once again, the problem with Sceptile or the Trico line is that they keep Absorb up until they basically get Leaf Blade. And Leaf Blade is like dominating. It's the best grass move for a long ass time. But up until you get it, you're kind of a sorry grass type. You know, you're strong. You're just not a great grass type. And now we have to deal with Combuskin, and we're obviously very under-leveled here, trying to raise up 6 Pokemon. And now we wasted probably a lot of our experience on Dratini. We get burned with, Kenpachi gets burned by the Combuskin, who's 3 levels higher. We have to Water Gun him. We can't Ice Beam him or anything. Thankfully, the Water Gun gets a critical hit, because it only would have done about half. And now the critical does a lot. The Water Gun, is going to now hit the Shroomish. This is just not going well. Now I have the option here to Ice Beam. Now I'm worried. And we also had to raise up Adamant Barrage over here. So, and we wasted a lot of experience probably raising up Dratini. Like I said, like Garp, we lost Garp, which is a huge loss, but Garp was an experience sucker, like sucked up all the experience. Otherwise, most of our Pokemon would probably be around level 19 by now if we had started with this team from fresh. Dratini sucked up a lot of EXP, for sure. So yeah, and now we're into the Combuskin thing again, up against Toriko. The Leech Steed's still there, Flamethrower. Just get rid of the Combuskin. It'll raise us a level anyways. Stats aren't bad. But the fact that we got that much experience with a starter speaks volumes. So, we defeat the rival for the second time. This, in my opinion, is the hardest rival battle, by the way. She is a little bit stronger than she, I would argue, should be at this point. I think that is the hardest. In a Nuzlocke, that's the hardest rival battle right there. Okay, so now we have our other rival, Wally, for the first time, I believe. This is a Wally battle. Now, if I lose to Wally, guys, I'm ending this entire thing and never picking up Pokemon again. This does not include the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wally, because that dude is lit. Okay, we've got our Kongo Suha. And we managed to beat him, and we didn't even get it. Wally, if you're not going to raise up Kongo Suha, then what good are you to me, man? I helped you catch that Ralts. It should be a Corellia by now. You disappoint me, Wally. You make me sad, Wally. I actually really like Wally. It's Barry I got a problem with. Alright, and now we catch ourselves a Meryl named Daija. I have no idea where Daija comes from. I was really into... I reread, like, you guys can tell I have InuYasha all back here. So I was rereading a lot of InuYasha, and I was taking a lot of names. Like, this wheel had, like, 55 names on it. And I was taking a bunch. Daija. I feel like it's probably a one-off villain like Gatenmaru and shit like that. Like Daija is probably like the Tiger King or something. Anyway, so we're up against the third gym leader, Watson, with Toriko, with Flamethrower. This is going to be super easy because he loves his Magnemite and Magneton, right? So, for some reason, we're switching out. Why would we switch out against Voltorb? Just Flamethrower his ass. So we go with Ichi-Ryu for whatever reason. We lower his attack. Goes for a Spark. Okay. We Body Slam him. But we're just going to have to switch back because his ace is a Magneton, right? Or is it a Manectric? I thought it was a Magneton, but now I'm... Okay. Alright. Obviously, Kongo Shuha did his damage in the gym. So we switch out to InuYasha. Oh! The InuYasha is saved. And we're just at the level that we battle our rival at. And yeah, it is a Magneton, but now we got a... Okay, we got a healthy Shunsui. Okay, why Shunsui though? Shockwave. It's going to make it useless. Okay, he's going to go for Shockwave, but we can't damage him. We can't do anything. We can lower his defense, that's great, but we're not going to attack him with defensive moves. We're going to attack him with Flame fucking Thrower. Thunder Wave, I suppose. Sonic Boom is the danger. But we got a Wish off. So we switch to Toriko. We take a Sonic Boom, right? No, Supersonic. And the wish came true way too early. So now we've got to go for it. We hit it though. We hit the Flamethrower. This should kill in one hit. I'm sorry. This should kill. Oh, okay, we got the burn. Alright, I was about to say. Fuck you. Because that was a Flamethrower from a mid-level starter against a Magneton only. Well, 3 levels higher. Okay, so now we just switch to Kenpachi. Or actually switch to Shunsui? Yeah. Because Shockwave can't do anything. Super Potion. Ah, shit. But it's still got the burn. The burn matters. So why would I go for Thunderbolt? Just go for the Wish again. Yeah, because I can't survive another Sonic Boom. So I gotta switch into Toriko. Oh, I can't switch. What am I thinking? Shockwave. I can't switch into Kenpachi. We take that. Here comes the burn. 17. Flamethrower hits. Boom. That was a way more dangerous fight than it should have been. But I'm happy it ended the way it did. Alright. We beat Watson. Then we catch ourselves a Numble named Kikyo. Fuck that bitch. I hate Kikyo. Yeah, so we catch ourselves a Numble named Kikyo. And then we have ourselves a Swablu named Kagome. Ironically. Alright. Literally 1 and 2. Choice 1 and choice 2. Okay. Listen, guys, I just spun the wheel. Soul Rock named Sango. We're getting all the ladies here. We're literally getting all the main ladies. Kikyo, Kagome, Sango. You know, who's left? Rin? And now we're up against Maxie for the first time. Is this really the first time we fight Maxie? I feel like there should be a fight before this where we fight Maxie. But I think we just fight the admins. I think we fight like the admins of Team Magma at that point. Okay. My Neander's level 24. We got intimidated. Let's go for the ice beam. Take that bite. We flinched. Do it anyways. Bite. Got an ice beam. Come on. Okay. Switch out to Shunsui. Our goat. Our goat is the one to make shit happen. Take that bite and Thunderbolt his ass. Because at that range, a Thunderbolt... Yeah. We're a Shunsui. Our special attack is like 100 at level 23. 64 anyways. So, do we want quick attack? Yeah, get rid of Tail Whip. I'm so glad we have all these boosts from the last one. Otherwise, we would be definitely in serious trouble. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, now the Golbat comes in. Funnily enough, against the electric type. So, a Thunderbolt's going to take him out. So, we got rid of the Golbat. That's actually helpful. Because then we only have to deal with that bloody Camerupt. Alright, so we immediately know we have to switch. But we don't have a great answer to this Camerupt. So we're going to go with neutral, and we're going to go with Ichi-Ryu. You're going to get that attack loss, you know, with that intimidate. We go for the Ember, which does quite a bit. We're going to go for the Body Slam, try to paralyze his ass. And we do! And we do over half. And he's paralyzed, so that means we get one more shot at him, and boom! That was a lucky break, but I'll take lucky breaks all day, every day. Let's go! Ichi-Ryu coming in clutch. Once again, our Tauros. Our Tauros doing shit. So now we're up against Roxy. Who is this? No, we already fought Roxanne. Who's this? Alright, Flannery. Not Roxy, Flannery. Yeah, and here we go. Let's Thunderbolt the Slugma. Now, we are a little bit underleveled. We've been underleveled almost this whole time because we're trying to raise a team of 6. And we wasted quite a bit on the Dratini. At this point, we have very little excuse. We could have grinded a little bit more at this point and gotten everyone up to level like 28. We just chose not to, like, because otherwise this Slugma should have already been defeated if we were level 26, 27. In comes the second Slugma. It's that Torkoal that's a problem. Torkoal, in my opinion, I've always loved Torkoal way more than Camerupt. When I first saw Hoenn and stuff, I was like, Torkoal's my fire type, you know? And to this day, Torkoal's still the badass. This Torkoal can be very dangerous. That critical hit and that Peralt, all this matters. Because look at that body slam damage. And then a hyper potion. The only reason this is about to go off is because Thunderbolt is going to do another crit. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be mad at this RNG. The critical hits are going off like crazy. That's the only reason that Torkoal fight was that easy at that low level. We should have struggled way harder against that one, and we didn't, and we're lucky for it, but my god. And now we're up against a Nuzlocke killer. Similar to Whitney's Miltank, Norman's Slacking. Let's go. Let's see how we do. Alright, so we start off with the Slacking. Thunderbolt time. Facade does so much bloody damage. But we're betting on that loafing around bullshit. And now I'm scared. Because I know I can kill it. But I know he's going to heal. So I heal as well. Now I go for the Thunderbolt again, because by using an item, he should loaf around again. Yep. So I go for the next one, hoping that was a low roll. Can we kill the Slack King? No, we cannot. The Facade comes in. Oh! 2 mid-level rolls, but we managed to make it work. Here comes that Vigoroth. We gotta get out of there. Kongo Suha comes in for the Facade. Does nothing. Does shit. Headbutt time, baby. Feint attack? Steel type. Still does quite a bit. I wish she was a little stronger. Unfortunately, we don't have the means to do much more damage. We're only an Aeron at this point. So we can delay his ass, but we can't do much else. Trying to get his accuracy lowered. Just do a little bit of chip damage to him. Because hyping him up with Iron Defense isn't going to matter anything if he gets a crit. So we're just going to hit those accuracy losses and see what we can do. Gonna have to switch out. I don't want to chance a crit. We've lowered his accuracy multiple times. He hasn't missed yet. Wait, are we gonna... We're gonna stay in? We're really betting on him. Well, Feint Attack can't miss. We know that. Feint Attack is it's like Shockwave. It can't miss. I'm thinking of the right move, right? Feint Attack is a 60, 100 that can't miss. Alright, so he goes for the slash, and then he misses. So we switched in to our flamethrowing Toriko. Almost kills in one hit. But then we didn't do enough chip damage. The Hyper Potion did his thing. Okay, flamethrower. Slash still hit. Wasn't a crit. The crit would have killed, by the way. We finally get rid of the Vigoroth, but my god. Are we going to survive this one? Without losses. Okay, the level 31 slacking. InuYasha jumps in. Take that Feint Attack. Just a lot of damage. We have Leaf Blade on this bitch. But we don't have Leech Seed. Does a fair amount of damage, honestly. So he was loafing around. Now he's tightening his focus. If lost his focus and couldn't move. Okay. Yeah, if he wants to pull that stunt, we'll just keep going with the Leaf Blades. Just loafing around, yeah. Tightening its focus. Do it. Keep going. Keep going. Is the AI going to be stupid? Lost his focus, couldn't move. Loafing around, he can't heal. He can't heal. High roll. High roll, baby. High roll. Critical hit! Norman was defeated. So no losses to Norman, and we managed to. And also, Kongo Suha evolves into... There we are. But we're still Kongo Suha. Kongo Suha, baby. Let's do it. Let's go. So yeah, amazing that we didn't lose a single thing to Norman. I'm amazed. We catch a Lanoon named Kaguya. Once again, the ladies on this list. God damn it. We catch a Lanoon game. Yeah. Kaguya. Not Kagura, to be fair, but Kaguya. From the second movie. Not Kagura. And now we're into our third... This is our third or our fourth rival battle. At the very least, it's our third, if not our fourth. So let's go. I think it's our third. Yeah. So now Shunsui, of course, is there, ready to go. And now, for once, now that we have this team together, now that we've been battling properly and nobody's carrying anybody, look at us go. Level 33. We're above what our... Yeah, Combuskin is only level 31, and we're level 33 with Shunsui. We're finally getting a couple levels above the power scaling of what we need to be. I'm here for it. I love to see it. And why is she only limited to Shroomish? Like, doesn't she normally have like a Delcatty and a bunch of shit? Like, what's going on here? She only got 3 in this battle? Oh, we do get a poison powder though. That kind of sucks. Because it means, well, thankfully, like right up there, as long as we don't take too much damage, right up there is the next town. I forget what it's called, the one with the wind people, with the Kecleons and all that bullshit. But yeah, so we'll be fine. We don't need to worry about an antidote or anything like that. We'll be totally fine. By Gen 4, poison wasn't a factor, which is kind of like a bitch move for Nuzlocke, but it is what it is. We do get fly from this. Cool, cool. I'm good with that. Now we should fly home. My mom's worried. No, she's not. She's so happy to have the house to herself. Trust me. And now this is, I believe, Winoa. Is that her name? Winoa? The 6th gym leader? Yeah, Winoa. With a Swellow, level 31. But we have Shunsui, level 33. And a Thunderbolting Genius. Let's go, baby. The only problem with her, she kind of cheats. She's got a dragon. I mean, it's a flyer. But it's a dragon. It's like Gyarados is a flying type. So here comes that Altaria. We immediately Thunderbolt. And yes, I know this thing has Earthquake. Here's my give a fuck factor. 0, baby. Went for Dragon Dance anyways. And we got the paralysis on it. So this is where we're just going to keep going for that Thunderbolt. So you can Dragon Dance all you want. You're either Earthquake or you're not. This thing has Earthquake, right? Isn't that the danger of this thing? Because if so, I'm being kind of bold right now. Right, yes, please switch into Kenpachi, who of course has Ice Beam, and Ice Beam will take this thing out with the ×4. Yeah, it does have, so I was being incredibly bold there. That Earthquake hurt a lot due to the Dragon Dance, but guess what? Ice Beam ×4, you're going down. That crit did not matter at that point. You were going down. And Altaria is taking out, so now we only have a Pelipper and something else. The Swellow's taking down. What's the other thing? Oh, she's got a Skarmory. She's got a Skarmory, that's right. So, Pelipper, yeah, gonna go for the Protect. Yeah, we're full HP. Now it's over. Because now it's all flying. There's nothing. This is ×4. This is gonna kill in one hit. And then we deal with the Skarmory, who really can't hurt Shunsui. The only thing that could hurt him was that Earthquake from that Altaria. Which, once again, she could have had a Gyarados, technically. She could have a Dragonite, technically. And it's sort of like... Really? Though I will argue that Altaria is more of a flying type than a dragon, so I'll sort of give it to her. I just don't like the fact that she has Earthquake as a flying type. We catch ourselves a Duskull, and we name it Bakotsu, of the Band of 7. Cool, cool. We like that. And the final, I believe, rival battle. Because, well, at least against May. There's another rival that we might have to contend with. But yeah, Bakotsu, the Band of 7. So we never did get ourselves a Shippo. Well, there's still time. But there's a few names. There's still some main characters not on the list. Jokin, Rin, Kagura, Naraku. Naraku never made an appearance. Yeah. Anyway, here we finally have a full... Holy shit! Switch, please. Like right now. Here comes the Shroomish. Yeah, switch, please. And we switch in for Toriko, who are all like right on the cusp of evolving. They're all like level 34, 35, and it's just like... Maybe we should have done that before battling her. Even though we're a few levels higher, apparently she can kick our ass. When it comes to Wailmer, we switch out to Shunsui, obviously. I mean, InuYasha is another option, but Thunderbolt is just so... Like, Leaf Blade, now that we have Leaf Blade, we're all good, but like Shunsui's Thunderbolt is just another level. Now up against Combuskin. Right. What if I can fix that right now while we're live? Can I fix that? I think I can. There we go. Fix that while we're live. There we go. Fixing that while we're winning. Wrong way for that one. Sorry. And so that was that one. And while we're watching Kenpachi evolve, so we did defeat our rival for the, I believe, the final time technically. I believe that's the final time we face off against May anyways. But Kenpachi evolved into Blastoise, so we do have that. Nothing to trick our name at. Yep, InuYasha's obviously going to evolve into Sceptile, and I assume Toriko will become a Typhlosion. I don't know what level... When does Lairon become an Aggron? Like, probably, I'm going to assume the 40s or something like that. Like a Rhyhorn Rhydon situation, like 42. I forget exactly. I do forget. But yeah, now we have 3 starters, all fully evolved, from 3 different generations, all different types. There should be no reason. We have a Fire, Grass, Water core at its finest. Plus, it's Typhlosion. I'm not saying that these are the best of the bunch, but I'm saying Blastoise, Typhlosion, Sceptile. There's not a slouch here by any means. Is all I'm trying to also say. And now we're up against the double battle of Liz and Taz or whatever. Tate and Liza. Yeah. Solrock and Lunatone. Alright, so Sceptile, Blastoise. Let's go. Leaf Blade. Let's go. And Surf. Let's just kick their ass. There we go. Boom. Half health. And Surf will do quarter of that. And almost half. Alright. and sunny day, that's going to lower the power of surf. Because of the sunlight's hot, so water type is weakened. Of course, the Hyper Potion is coming in on the Lunatone. That's why I went Leaf Blade on the Soul Rock. To get rid of the Soul Rock. Knowing that Lunatone would get that. And then we would still hit the Surf. For a little bit of damage. And now it's 2 against 1. So we can Leaf Blade. And we can Ice Beam. Some direct hits. Oh, that Leaf Blade's so good. And the Ice Beam is just going to come in clutch. So, I mean, I know that this double battle can speak disaster depending on how it goes. But with a combo of InuYasha Kenpachi, forget about it. Forget about it. Oh, and now it's a maxi fight before Groudon. Let's go. Let's go. The realization of your dream. Alright, Maxi. What do you got? So Kenpachi versus Mightyena. See, we're not scared of you anymore by anybody because everybody's a tank. Half my party are starters. The other half can kick your ass. Oh, my attack sharply rose. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm confused? Yeah, I don't play that game. Oh, but when everybody's this low, yeah, oh. Ooh. Maybe we should have healed. But of course, we need all these. I'm so worried. I've lost. If you guys were a part of either one of my older channels that got deleted by YouTube because reasons. Try not to get banned again here by blaming YouTube, but you know what it is. Then you know that I have a terrible track record with Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Nuzlocke completion when it comes to the Elite Four. I usually always stop at Bertha. Or I get past Bertha barely, and then I go into Glacia, and I just straight up lose. Like, I never make it to Drake. How's that? I never make it to Drake in most of my Nuzlocke attempts of Ruby Sapphire. So I want to save as many healing items, especially with my hardcore Nuzlocke rules. I want to save as many healing items as humanly possible that are found. I probably went through a Cerebi guide and made sure to grab every single healing item possible just to make sure I had enough item finder and all that shit. Like, I guarantee you I found everything that could be found. I went ahead and found it for this one. And I refuse to use them. Gym, even though I don't showcase as much as I used to, like that you battle the whole gym without a break, like you don't jump to a Pokemon Center, etc., etc. You guys are just gonna have to take my word for it. You know, all the rules that I set, I'm so stingy on using healing items unless absolutely necessary. And we're seeing that right here. Like, I am not willing to heal. I'm just like, Ice Beam, do it. A critical hit would have meant the end of Kenpachi. And last time I looked, our best replacement would have been a Wingull. Oh no, we have a Meryl too. Azumarill isn't that bad. But still, not an excuse. No excuse. No excuse. We're playing so dangerously. And now here we go, up against Wallace. I do like Wallace. I like Wallace as a character, and I also really like him as a gym leader. because a water type specialist, but at the tail end, is definitely a lot more deadly, especially in like Hoenn where water types are so like right there. So we defeat the Love Disc, no problem, obviously, because InuYasha's got Leaf Blade, and this is going to be... I say all this to say that Leaf Blading InuYasha is a beast. But we're still going to take some Aurora Beam problems, which is going to do... Whoa! Way more than I thought. So the Hyper Potion comes in. We're going to Leaf Blade him. We're going to get rid of the... So we got rid of the Love Disc. We're going to get rid of the Celio. Because we're going to Leaf Blade. It's not going to kill, but we're still going to outspeed in the next turn. He already Hyper Potioned up. So we're going to get rid of the Celio. So we got rid of 2 Pokemon with InuYasha. No problem. But he's got 3 more, and I cannot bet on that Melodic. So we do have Shunsui and Kampachi at half. What does Melodic have? Let's see. Ice Beam. Let's just bite him. See what happens. Oh, that was a crit. He did flinch though. That's kind of funny. Bite him again. See what happens. Going for those Ice Beams. I'm doing damage anyways. We really do need to use a healing item. We don't have a choice. See, I save potions. I have those soda pops. Watch it fizz, boy. From the beach back after Brawly. Okay, yeah, I got the recover. So we need to toxic this guy. We need to leech seed him. We need to do something. But of course, I don't know what at this point. I really don't. I don't know what to do to him. Goes for the Twister. Obviously, Thunderbolt's a great idea, in theory, but will it do anything? I don't know. Yeah, it does quite a bit. The confusion's gonna hit, isn't it? Yeah. And I can't risk it, because if we're wrong, I risk it. We're gonna die. Switch, you idiot. God damn. So that heal up on InuYasha does matter, but still. What was I thinking? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys could explain it to me. I think you guys might have a better time explaining it to me, because I don't know. Nope. Could not tell you. So we managed to Leaf Blade ourselves to victory. Obviously this is ×4 against the Wishcash. There's no question there. But still, like, playing a loose fire game there with Shunsui a lot of the time. And yeah, the Sea King, whatever. It's like the Wishcash and the Sea King. The Melodic was the problem. CeeLo and the Melodic are the only problem. The fact that the Sea King survived is kind of insane to me. But it can't do anything to InuYasha at 100 HP, so I'm not worried. And there goes that Sea King. I have never used a Sea King all the way. You know what? I should use a Sea King. That's what Nuzlocke Spirit's all about. I should use a bloody Sea King. Next time I play a game, I'm going to grab a Goldeen. That's it. Kongo Sua is finally evolving into his peak final form. And yes, I don't have my leather bands today. This sucks. To represent the greatness, the Vikingness of Agron. Alright, I caught ourselves a Makuhita, named it Koga, in Victory Road. The recording was either I wasn't able to find it, or I didn't hit the record button while I was grinding or whatever, and I caught it, something like that. But either way, Makuhita named Koga was obtained at that point before Wally, so yeah, it goes on the list. So now we have Kongo Sua up against Wally over here. And Ichiro was looking near death there, so. So Altaria's in here. He's going to start dragon dancing up. We're not going to allow that to happen. We're going to ice beam his ass, and that times 4. It's not going to matter how many. Dragon dance, yeah, do it again. Do it 3 more times. Guess what? It doesn't raise your special defense. Watch what this does. Here comes the Magneton. You know how to deal with that. Torkoal. And Torkoal knows how to flamethrower. Of course, Supersonic. Goddamn, you just had to ruin my day. You have ruined my day. Let me guess, I hit myself in confusion. Power for the course. The Thunderbolt's going to do about 40 damage. Yep. And if I miss that, I'd probably die, actually. But I didn't miss it, thankfully. Shouldn't miss the first one. And Magneton goes down, so that's 2 out of 5. Here comes a Delcatty. Switcheroo into Kongo Joa. Who puts me to sleep immediately? And it's like, alright. Do I really gotta deal with all this? So I'm actually looking to I'm like, no, I'm not switching out. Fuck that shit. Wake up. Yep. Uses charm. My attack harshly fell. Now I'm like, really? After I woke myself up with an item. Now I'm going to do such little amount. And use an assist Giga Drain. Like, what is happening right now? So I'm just like, nope, forget it. Switch out. Just Leaf Blade it. I don't care at this point. Fuck Delcatty. The Eevee wannabe. That's what the Eevee, the fairy type Eevee, was supposed to be, by the way. Delcatty is 100% an evolution design that never materialized. Should have been the either natural evolution of Eevee, period, like that's normal Eevee, or the fairy type. I'm leaning towards fairy. Because I think like golden retriever sort of style Eevee. Like a big Eevee, like a Mighty Anna, but Eevee. That would be a normal evolution. What we gonna do? Oh, we're gonna Sody Pop Toriko. Watch it fizz. Just in case. I guess we're a little bit worried. Why are we worried? Why are we switching out? Why? Well, we can't really damage the Rosalie without it. Oh, went for the toxic while we switched. That sucks. Alright. But we can still hit that flamethrower for maximum damage. Now that we Sody popped him. Watch it fizz, boy. Alright, and now comes the Gardevoir. Let's see what we can do. Flamethrower. Does about? Oh, not half. Oh, no. Double team. Oh, no. And we're poisoned. Oh, no. Even if we switch, we give them free chances. Do we have anything that is like Shockwave or Feint? Anything that's sure hit? Sure hit? Okay, good. Only one double team. Because we went for the Super Potion, so now we Thunderbolt by the switch up with the Shunsui. Okay, good. That's a double team. So that's a quadruple team. We hit it again. We hit it again. Goes for the Future Sight instead of the double team. Okay, what do we got? This could have gone so much worse with a double team. A quadruple team. Wow. Yep. That happened. But we did defeat Wally. So the rivals, the gym leaders, everyone is defeated. Now it's time we go on to the Elite Four. And as I said, my track record against the Hoenn Elite Four is the worst of any Nuzlocke. I will admit that. I do terribly against the Hoenn Elite Four. I am bad at Heart Gold Soul Silver's Elite Four, and I'm bad at this one. So here we go. We're jumping into it. Against the Dark type at the very beginning with Ichi Ryu. Where I am quite a few levels higher. Let's go, baby. I'm not going to apologize for that shit. Let's go. I'm sure I'm well under the champions level. And I'll adjust that shit as we go. I didn't realize I could do this for, like, literally anything, so might as well do this while we're watching me beat up on this Mighty Anna. You guys know I can beat a Mighty Anna, right? Like, I could freely... I mean, I can still watch that while I'm doing that, but yeah. And now we have a Sharpedo. Well, InuYasha... Yeah, we're all in the mid-50s, low 50s. These guys are barely hitting 50. They're not even there. He's going to hit me with a Surf? Bitch, please. Leaf Blade. ×2. You're out of here. That's a level 53 InuYasha if I ever seen one. Watch. Boom, baby! We got it. We got it. We're good. To be fair, Sydney's making a good move there. Sending out the neutral Absol. Because he can super affect me. I can't super affect him. He knows it, and he knows that he's going to be able to do with the berry and everything like that. Like, it's actually the best switch out that he could possibly do. But once we switch back into Kongo Sua, that Aerial Ace is going to do shit. It's going to Sword Stance up, but we've already switched. So your attack is high. That's great. But we're going to Brick Break you at almost 3/4 of your health. You're not going to survive it. The Absol goes down. Sword Stance is a fantastic setup move for Absol, but only if something doesn't come in to kill it. Then comes the Cacturn. So we switch to the Toriko to fucking flamethrower his ass. But this is what I'm talking about. Gen 3 had one of the most difficult Elite Fours in my opinion because you actually had to think. You couldn't just go in there like you could in most in Gen 1 and 2. I'm not saying those Elite Fours aren't hard. Depending on your team setup, they can devastate you. But generally speaking, you can go into Bruno with a flying type. You can go into Lorelei with a thunder. You can go into Lance with an ice type. You can easily surmount that. But right here, first one, Sydney. I switched 5 or 6 times to different Pokemon. To my detriment because of set. But it was necessary. In Heart Gold, or not even Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but just in Gen 1 and 2, you could generally leave one Pokemon, a Psychic type for Agatha, an Ice type for Lance. You know, it wasn't until the rival you actually had to start thinking and switching. But now, they're all Dark types, but they all have another type and a move, because of Gen 3 being so versatile with their movesets more than anything else. I put it, it's not the natures, it's not the fucking styles, it's nothing like that, it's the movesets. The movesets are so much bigger, they're so much more versatile, there's such a wider move pool for every single Pokemon that you can't just sit there and go, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do the other thing. You know? So now we're switching around Pokemon like crazy here just to go up against Phoebe. Because Ghost types should be able to just Earthquake, Earthquake, Earthquake. We have Levitate. An ability to deal with. Plus now, Dark. Versus Psychic versus Ghost. Fighting's no good. There's a lot to contend with here. So now we have Shinsui's Shadow Ball. Ghost is super effective up against Ghost. And now the special defense fell. Shadow Punch is going to do quite a bit because our special defense is what it is. But our Thunderbolt with Stab should do more than enough after that drop. And we get it. Alright, cool. In comes the other Dusclops. So now we want to see what a full Thunderbolt just randomly does. Almost half. But we get a Confuse Ray. And you guys know how I feel about Confusion. The fact that I haven't been switching out on Confusion is bothering me. Do we have a Confusion Berry? Yes! Because I hate Confusion. You guys know I hate Confusion so goddamn much. I'll do everything to avoid it. Thunderbolt his ass again. We get that higher roll and boom. 2 Dusclops down. Now we have to deal with Banette, but Shadow Ball. 2 of them will kill him. Ooh. Got the Will-O-Wisp off, but that Shadow Ball did less than I would have figured it would have. Now we're at about half health. We're playing a bit of a dangerous... Now we're into the danger territory because... Why did that Shadow Ball do so little? I have no idea. That Shadow Ball did way too little. There was no critical hit on the first one that I recall. Then we were burned. But Shadow Ball is inherently... It's a ghost type move. It's a special move, not a physical. So the burn should not have affected us. He gets the full restore. He's no longer burned. Then I go for the Thunderbolt instead because I'm like, fuck this shit. And I kill him in 1 hit. So, is Ghost physical back then? I'm not 100%. I'm not sure. Because now I question that. I always thought that Ghost was there with Psychic as... You know, the physical moves were normal, fighting, flying, bug, trying to think of the other physical ones. But yeah, I never considered ghost physical. So, it was a ghost. So that's very interesting. That burn affected Shadow Ball in that way. Anybody else intrigued by that? Anyways. So now we're up against the Sableye, which, of course, we have to deal with the... We're in love. Fuck it, surf him. Bury him. Tsunami the Sableye. Get rid of his ass. And then we have one more to deal with. Another Banette. Which we could go for the bite, but once again, as we've learned, it's like, okay, super effective doesn't always mean the best move. Surf is going to do 3/4 of the moves. He's going to Toxic me. That's fantastic. I can heal that up because I got enough healing items in the end of the day. I just got to get rid of the Banette. I got to win the battle. Win the battle. Don't let any more damage happen. Boom. We defeat Phoebe. And we're kind of solid right now. Like, there's a definite bond between us. Yeah, of course there is. And now we'll have an opportunity to heal up our Pokemon right here after we go through into the next room. Alright, here we go. So, now it's Glacier's turn, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I screwed up. Because while I had that pause break, I realized I mentioned Bertha in the Hoenn League, and that's a Diamond Pearl problem. So, obviously, I'm traumatized by 2 Elite Fours that I can't separate the difference between ground version of Agatha versus young version of Agatha. Because let's be honest, they're all part of the same family, right? Like, Agatha's the grandmother, Bertha's the sister of Agatha, the younger sister of Agatha, and Glacier's obviously like the daughter of one of them. You know, like they all got the same goddamn aesthetic. They got the same coldness. They got the same look. They got the same, you know, in my opinion, they're all part of the same Pokemon family tree. So that's why I put Bertha right up there. I was like, hell yeah, Bertha, I can't. Like that goddamn Wish Cash and shit like that. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute. She has to have Powdon. And then it started to register with me. I'm like, and I just fought Phoebe. And obviously Drake's after this one. So I'm sitting there like, did I really just say that? I said like Bertha's a problem in the home. So yeah, correcting myself right here. While we're healing up with every berry known to man, we're healing up everything, like we're leaving nothing to chance. I'm using all the berries, I'm using all the stuff, because I want to make sure I'm max for Steven, and Drake, and obviously Glacia, because Glacia, that Walrein, the Walrein is what has killed me 3 separate Nuzlockes. 3. Ruby, and Sapphire. 2 rubies and a sapphire, the Walrein is what killed me. So I could not get past that Walrein. So here we go. This is why I'm so like extra prepared. I'm like, let's do this. You know? Okay, I guess the daughter. Let's do it. We're not starting off with the super effective. No. We're going to go neutral. We're going to do as much damage as possible without going with our heavy hitters. Alright, so you hit up the light screen. So the special defense went up. That sucks, obviously, for our special attackers. For that reason right there. Then we take an ice beam to the face. It does quite a bit. Then you go for the full restore. But however, we're making you use one of the 2 to 4 full restores. I forget which one Hoenn's has. But usually the rival or the champion only has 4. And the rest of the gym leaders only have 2. Either way, we made him use one of them. Or her. Made her use one of them. And we went for the wish. So you can hit that ice beam all you want. Citrus berry, baby. Got enough left in us to hit another Thunderbolt while we break through this light screen. We paralyze you. You're paralyzed. In comes the wish, right? The light screen wore off. And the wish! So not only have we used up, we're almost back at full health. We're going to kill the Glalie because the light screen's gone. But we've also used up a full restore. 1 out of 2, 1 out of 4. Either way, we've used up 1. Here comes Cecilio. Thunderbolt without a light screen. This is going to be a one-shot. As strong as that thick fat of theirs is, can't survive a Thunderbolt from Shunsui. $52 might be a close call. Nope, never mind. Not close at all. Here comes in the other Glalie instead of the Walrein for obvious reasons. Thick Fat obviously only affects fire and ice type moves, so makes sense. But in comes a Hail. Alright. I don't believe the Walrein has sheer cold, but with hail, it means Blizzard won't miss, as far as I know. And we ran out of Thunderbolts. And now I'm sitting here going, fuck, I messed up. I was so focused on healing up, I didn't bother to check the PP. Because I should have had more than enough. So now we take an Ice Beam to the face. I used the wish. And I was frozen solid. None of this should be happening right now. So I messed up hard. I was doing so well. The hail, now the freeze. I gotta switch. What do I switch to? I either gotta go neutral or I gotta go advantage. But advantage might fuck me. So I'm sitting here. I ponder. Then I go, alright. Let's go the best of both worlds. Let's go Kenpachi. Ice Beam won't matter. It'll do very little. And it does a lot because it's a critical hit. And then we do get the wish. So we're back to full. The hail continues to fall. Of course, we're water type, so we're still stricken by the hail. Now I need to kill this thing with a surf. Can I kill it with a surf? I don't know. Then I'm thinking Rain Dance. To boost the water's power. He goes for the crunch. Does barely anything. But I get rid of the hail. Rain Dance was not meant to boost water's power. It was meant to get rid of the hail. And side benefit, it boosted surf. Here we go. Walrein versus Kenpachi. So I go for the bite. He flinches. Does very little damage. Go for the bite again. Very little damage again. Here comes the surf. Does less than that bite did. In a war of attrition, I'm going to win. So I've got the chance of that flinch. And I'm already in the yellow. He's got me in the yellow. The rain stopped. So that means that that surf is going to do less damage. But he also has a citrus berry. Gotta hope for that flinch. We got a critical hit instead, just as good. But the blizzard does hit. Let's see what this does. We're frozen solid. Oh no. Am I really going to go full restore? I would think the change out to Ichiryu would be the choice. But the blizzard misses. I get the free full restore. I go for the bite. He hits the blizzard, but she's already used 2 full restores. Right? So she can't use another one. She's 2 for 2? No. This is her second full restore. My bad. So I had to use a full restore to get to this point. But I do get the double bite off. Goes for another blizzard. We're still at 145 health. This will bring us down to 120. 117. Go for the bite. We get her to half. And flinched. Flinched again. Double flinch. The critical hit. And it mattered. It mattered 100%. 110%. As a streamer I enjoy watching would say, a hundo P. And it would definitely matter. That definitely mattered. Alright, we definitely, yeah. The only reason this went as bad as it did is because I did not check that PP. So we're going to make sure everything's copacetic before we jump into this Drake fight. We might have all the Pokemon here. But between Drake and Steven, the fact that we got through Glacia the way we did was kind of tight. And I'm not convinced that things aren't going to go awry here. Yeah. As you guys can see, I'm planning. Just using up all the healing items to the best of my abilities while keeping the maximum amount available while in battle. And now we're going to start off with Kenpachi. By the looks of it. And here we go. If we Ice Beam everybody to death, I don't see an issue. This is assuming the Kenpachi's special attack, given that it's not going to be stab, that it's good enough. But that being said, most of them are ×4 against the Ice Beam. Like Salamence has the flying, Dragonite has flying, they all have flying, Altaria has flying, so Kenpachi, as long as he keeps hitting with the speed stat, everything should be good. We should be able to sweep, actually. Like, I was complaining about the Hoenn League before, or not complaining, but saying that, like, it's very challenging as a league. And it truly is. But Drake, with a speedy, powerful Ice Beamer, you're timesing for everything. There goes the Flygon. That's 3 out of 5. Oh, this one outsped us. And did paralyze us, which could be a problem. We do Ice Beam it. So there goes the second Flygon. All that's left is the Salamence. Which, once again, very powerful, very strong. We're level 55, so is it. And we're ×4. Lowering our attack will do, doesn't matter one bit. So we both take a hit from the Sandstorm. We take the Dragon Claw from the Paralysis, and oh shit. Quite a bit of damage. But we're ×4. That should, yeah. So Drake is the only difference to the rule. Is that the rest of them do have, you need a few switch outs, especially the first two. But Drake is more similar to Lance than he would probably like to admit in his old age. Okay, so I'm just, sorry guys, I'm just watching what I was doing back then. Can't believe this was only 2 weeks ago. Seeing my healing choices here. And switching everything up for Drake. Okay. And then we go all the way up to Steven. It's time to put that money where that mouth is. That's all I'm saying. All the marbles. Not gonna lie, Steven is annoying as shit. I personally think that him and Lance are the two strongest. Like, everyone says Cynthia. Everyone says Cynthia. But because you know about Cynthia, everyone goes nuts. Steven and Heart Gold Soul Silver Lance, the most dangerous. If you're going by levels, if you're going to relative level cap, and you're Nuzlocking, way more dangerous than Cynthia. I'm sorry. Cynthia is not as dangerous. Because look at what we're dealing with. Now, we switched into Aggron here. Like we got rid of the Scummery, right? So we have Aggron. So we switch into the Earthquake. We take the damage. We Leaf Blade. We do half, right? But now we're still taking. Now we're down to half health. Well, critical. Fuck me. Right? Against the Aggron. We've only killed 2 of his Pokemon. And one of them because of a critical hit. If it was a high roll, it wouldn't have mattered. But maybe the crit did matter. In comes the Cradilly. What do I do? Obvious answer is switch into Torkoal? No. Because of what you just saw. Sludge Bomb. It's going to do high amounts of damage. It's going to kick our ass. So now we have to take the Giga Drain. You have to go for the Brick Break to try to do some major damage to the Cradilly. Gonna keep Giga Draining us. Then we have to switch. We have no choice into the Torkoal. But there's no way it's gonna go for the Sludge Bomb at this point. It's gonna go for the Giga Drain. So we set it up so it does low amounts of damage to Torkoal, who has the flamethrower power against steel types, and boom, neutral damage but a critical hit is enough to get rid of that Cradilly. Let's go. So now we have to deal with those steel types, like Metagross. Flamethrower its ass because it's level 58. It's strong. It's gonna kill something. It's got what? Meteor Mash. It's got fucking Psychic. It's got everything. I'm scared of this thing. Wouldn't you be? But I'm almost full health. ×2. We kill it in one hit. No crit. Just straight up kill it. It doesn't have the special defense to compete with the flamethrower. Boom. We get rid of the Metagross. One of the most dangerous things on Steven's team. The most dangerous. Now we have Claydol to deal with. But looking at our team, little suspect. So we go for Kenpachi, obviously the Surf style. Earthquake won't do that much. And at this point, now that we got rid of the Metagross, the Aggron, and the Credilli is the big one because of the Giga Drain Sludge Bomb combo. Now that that is dealt with, plus the Metagross, everything else is kind of smooth sailing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's kind of a blessing in disguise that that went down the way it did. And now, of course, the Rock Bug type. But I mean, Ancient Power. What are you gonna do? I like you as a fossil Pokemon, Armaldo, but you're about to die, man. I mean, you can full restore all you want. Light screen. Oh, now light screen's gone? You're dead in one hit. I forgot the light screen was even up. That explains actually quite a bit. And now Steven is defeated. But I still say that Steven is so difficult with that Credilli. And the because of the versatility of the moves. The Credilli and the Metagross create such a dangerous loophole of bad situations for Nuzlockers that I would argue that Steven is one of the most dangerous champions. Him and Lance and Heart Gold Soul Silver. Just due to those Dragonites and what they can do with Outrage. And given the level cap, if you follow a decent level cap, if you're only 1 to 2 levels around their level, yeah. Comparatively to, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 4, Cynthia is dangerous, but people are so used to Cynthia at this point that it's like, you expect to lose something to Garchomp. You don't expect to lose to Lance. If that makes sense. So I think they come out of nowhere. But anyways, we did win. Successfully. And we cleared it without losing a single member. Now we have InuYasha, Shunsui. We have Toriko, we have Kampachi, we have Ichiryu, and we have Kongu Shua. A well-rounded team. Very powerful, great team. To finish off our Ruby leg of the run. Now as we go through the credits, as we always do. I can just say that Sapphire, while it's already been started, we're not very far. We are not very far into Sapphire at the time of recording of this video. We are not very far into Sapphire, and I think a few surprises might await those who choose to watch us play through Sapphire, whether we get to completion or not. So this GameLocke is definitely, it's a very difficult challenge to do because you have to play so many games simultaneously. Well, not simultaneously, but just from a back-to-back perspective, it's a huge endeavor. I'll just say that. It's a huge endeavor. And whether we win, quote-unquote win, or we succeed in any capacity, when we inevitably lose at some point, I don't think I will ever attempt this again, to be honest with you. GameLocks are so massive. You don't even, they are so huge, even with if you want to use, you think, you know, you can beat a Pokemon game in a couple hours with the speed up, with the space bar, with the speed up function, stuff like that. I'm just telling you guys, it's a lot more than that. That's all I'm saying. So yeah. Anyways, that's sort of it from me. I hope you guys definitely enjoyed the entirety of getting to Gen 3 and now finishing off our first leg of Gen 3 with a couple of points, more than just one, a bonus point, as it were, you know. I like that. I like adding that extra point, you know. So, thank you guys so much for watching. It's the end. So, that is what it is. Yeah. That was Pokemon Ruby. We successfully completed it. Not only that, but we did sweep the Elite Four. So we got a couple of points. Not just 1 point, but 2 points. Thank you very much. I will be banking those into our next run, which will be, of course, be Pokemon Sapphire. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. What did you think of the run? And yeah, it was a great time. So like, comment, and subscribe as always, ladies and gentlemen, and we will see all you Pokemon trainers, Pokemon breeders, Pokemon masters, and just Pokemon in general, Pokemon enthusiasts, back here once again next time for Pokemon Sapphire, which will be the 8th, 9th, something of the run of this GameLocke challenge. I'm having a great time going through it, even though it is a huge endeavor and there's a lot to cover. It's been an experience, and I definitely am really enjoying going through each game one at a time and fully respecting every single aspect of the game and finding just these little new things once in a while that I did not know before, you know? So, anyways, hopefully anybody who attempts a Genlock or a GameLocke has had a similar positive experience like I've had so far. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Have a good one. See you back here for our Pokemon Sapphire. Sayonara, everybody.